Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the studio. It has been a little while since we streamed, hasn't it? It has been. There's Minnie. Oh my gosh. This cat. I don't even know if we can get her in the camera frame here. I don't think it'll turn that far. You can have her feet. I'm not sure it'll turn that far without falling off again. Look at that cat. She is like sprawled out here on 3 different pillows. We just wish you could see how comfortable she looks. Put this here and bring my other bucket over here. I'm doing more glazing, so we have been running like 1,000 miles an hour. We got our new shop open last week. We opened it on Wednesday. We were all set up to have our very first weekend of sales at our new shop. The weather was gorgeous, except for that like 70-mile-an-hour straight line winds that came through on Friday and knocked out all the power. So we lost power here, but luckily it was only for about like an hour solid. Like it kept going on and off, but it finally came back on and stayed. But down in Nashville, it was horrible. Like so many people were without power, and our entire like complex of buildings, like nobody had power all weekend long. It was so frustrating. So we were not good company all weekend long. But I have a pottery wheel down there, and I have everything I need to throw at some point. The power is back on, and Daniel's there now. But welcome everybody. I am adding color to the pots. And these guys are going to the Kentucky Crafted Market. I need something flat. Kind of. Does that make as horrific of a sound as I think it does? Trying to flatten that thing out. But we have a show this weekend. Our second show of the year. It is a wholesale show. And that's what I'm getting ready for now. The Kentucky Crafted Market is one of the few shows we're doing anymore. It is just up in Lexington, so it's not that far away from us. And I can say it has been exactly 3 years since the pandemic hit, because 3 years ago, we were getting ready to go to the same show when everything shut down. And they had to shut us down. We had our van packed up and ready to go. So what an epic 3 years it has been. It is like you could not. Me and Daniel were talking about this, seeing as how we're coming up on the anniversary of it all, of how we you could not have told us at the beginning of 2020 that we wouldn't be doing many shows anymore. We would have like 2 galleries in downtown Nashville. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to look back at and at the perspective of how things were. Okay, we got that. Don't really need the jade for too much more, I don't think, but I'm going to go over here and see if I want to do anything with it. Need to get the black glaze back out, see if anything else needs to be black. Got one kiln running now. Anybody want a seafoam pie plate? I don't think I really want to do a pitcher. We've got the travel mugs. And I can do some swirly mugs. Let's do those. And maybe even some soup bowls. Can I get some Stampin' Wax on those 2 soup bowls? Did I do a tankard? I did not do a tankard. And then these 2 as well. So this is a show where I'm not only taking my fandom mugs, but we're taking everything. We're taking bakeware and as well as the mugs, plain mugs and fandom mugs. We have the first day of the show is going to be the wholesale day. So the first day of the show setup is going to be just my samples that I'm wholesaling. So I will be taking my my color chart here. See. Oops. Scrape the bottom a little bit there. Whew, I didn't almost drop it. I didn't. You didn't see anything. You saw nothing. Hey, Kiba. Hey, buddy. Okay. Oh, no, I see something. I see an eye booger. There you go. There we go. Does it not feel better now? Maybe one more? Yeah. Let's get a little bit more of the jade on here. I did some of the jade and iron earlier. That's what's in the kiln, so I have this glaze out already. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. My new studio assistant has been officially blessed by Minnie. She jumped on her shoulder for the first time. Probably scaring her half to death. So the new human has been blessed. Now must be trained to provide treats. Yeah, buddy. Lid. There it is. Okay, let me take this back over here. Because I think Kiba really wants to sit on the bucket there. You know, so he can get, prime time. What color next? I need to do a little bit of the Elvish script, so I might as well go ahead and just get that over with. Also need to do some of the tree beard. And we need some more wax. Let me clean this up a little bit. You don't have to look so pissed off, Kiba. While he's purring. I've got green, I've got Misty Forest and Starry Night as my main colors for my wholesale section, and then I'm just kind of filling in with other things as I feel like it. So I guess here. You want your water? I'm going to put you right there, okay? Have you ever seen such a fancy cat bowl? Ever? I'm going to be over here. I got to move closer, but I don't want Kiba getting into the wax. So I've got to move closer here. Underground? Did you want to see what I was working on? Nobody wants to see what I'm working on. Who would ever watch me? Underground, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 58 months. That is a long time, sir. Thank you so much. Hi. See, everybody else thinks you're cute, but I know you're just demanding. Underground, I have finished all of the witches books. All the Terry Pratchett witches books, and I'm on to the, like, We Free Men, the young adult novels. With Tiffany Aching. So I am putting wax on the Elvish script that is raised. Go ahead, you sniff it, sniff it. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. It has been blessed. It now holds all the power, but I'm putting the wax on the raised Elvish script so the glaze will not stick to it. In challenge mode, because I can't do this in challenge mode. Fine. Abrakatrina, hello! Thank you, buddy. The Aching novels are him completing all of the ideas he started in other witches novels. With Esk and Perdita, everybody? I knew they brought like Granny and Nanny in at the end of the very first one, so I was hoping that you would see some of the others. I was hoping you would. See, I wasn't saying steady. That's the thing. That's why I had to put it down. Yeah. Spoiled rotten cat. And I have only myself to blame. Got cat hair everywhere. This mug will have more than its fair share of the 2% cat fluff that is guaranteed in every piece. It's guaranteed. I can't keep it out. But in case you are allergic to cat hair, never fear, it does burn out. And if you prefer, I can let one of the cats wallow in the box that I ship your mug in before it goes out, if you prefer. For just that little bit of extra of cat fluff. Now he's going to be mad at me and go over there and sulk. Probably go sit on Minnie. Blacksmith Pop, hello. Your usual work and lurk, yeah, welcome. You call it kitty glitter, yes, cat hair. That's a good way to. That's a good term. Though it can be easily confused for something else, right? You got to make sure you understand the context of what you're talking about. I put kitty glitter in your box. You put what in my box? Don't worry, it was used. Ooh, what was that? Oh no, I broke it. I don't know what this thing is anyway, but I've got it and I would like another one. It's like a little X-Acto knife tool that it has a ruler on it as well. If I just broke the blade, it looks like I can replace the blades. I'll have to go see what this is. It's not completely broke. They do show up, but specifically you can tell that he had a story about a young witch he wanted to tell and tried with Magrat and Esk and Perdita, but Granny kept getting in the way. Yeah. Sandbox, cat hair. It's all glitter. But in the aching books, he puts Granny on the back burner and lets Tiffany tell the story. Yeah. Where is my stamp? There they are. All snuggly. And so these are the Elvish script mugs. The pink part that is the raised Elvish script is going to be white, and the rest of the pot is going to be the Starry Night, which is the blue over black. Should I make them all Starry Night or some blue and black and some red and black? Some people like those better. I don't know. They'll all start out with a black glaze and then something will go on top of it. But it looks like the Elvish script is like glowing through the pot because it's white on a dark background. So it's a lot of fun. Ooh. I saw it dripping. I saw it dripping. Just barely missed a sticky situation. How about that? I can't call it a catastrophe. It doesn't have to do with cats. And it wouldn't have been a claytality. I'm trying to figure out my timeline for the next couple of days, because Daniel's going to be at our new shop over the weekend and I'm going to be doing the show. We have had such a frustrating weekend. I don't know. Did anybody have issues with the storms this past week? Did anybody else get as bad of winds as we did? We lost power on Friday here in Russellville. And so did quite a bit of Nashville. Got a phone call coming in. Let me see who it is. If it's a real phone call. It is. It's Daniel. Be right back, guys. All right, here we are. We're still in the early stages of having this shop to where we're like excited every time something sells, and like Daniel like has been selling. It's like last week when we opened, he was selling a lot of little things like prints and magnets and like stickers and a little bit of everything, but like not a lot of pottery. Like it was like the Friday before he sold a mug, and I was getting kind of like aggravated that we have this thing half filled with my pottery and nobody had bought anything yet. But like then today, first customer in the door like walked in and bought the teapot. So, and then he's just sold some more, like some of the woodworker stuff and some more mugs. So we're balancing it out. But yeah, we didn't have power down there all weekend. Hey, Shanna. Good afternoon. But like so today is like we're feeling better. Like we're so glad that we opened up last Wednesday for like a really soft opening. We didn't even have everything up on the walls yet, but we had people coming in and buying things. I'm so glad we did that instead of waiting until Saturday to do like a bigger opening, because they lost power Friday afternoon and didn't get it back until like Monday morning. It was so frustrating, and they kept telling everybody that on Saturday morning when everybody called, said, oh, it'll be within the hour, and it was like for 3 more days before they got power. So they were so mad. Everybody was so mad. So we'll have to wait a few weekends before I can go down and do demos again, because I'm going to be in Lexington this weekend for a show. Within the hour is the new Monday. Oh, God. Yeah. We figured that's what they were telling everybody, since everybody got the same answer. And, like, I kept telling myself, I'm like, we are a business. We are not residential. They still have apartment complexes without power. There's residential without power. That's more important than us, but this is our livelihood, and this was supposed to be our first weekend open. And we were just like so deflated. But today is making up for it. We've got some good weather this week, hopefully. So we got some things moved around and put some more stuff up. Because Saturday we went down like, oh, well, if it's not on yet, surely it'll be soon, because that's what you'd expect. But no. But anyway, but so far it's going well. We just hoped it would have gone a little bit better over the weekend. But this is kind of why I've been like, and everybody here has been like working like crazy, because we were trying to get this shop open, and then this weekend I've got my wholesale show, so it's like everything is due all at once. Oh, really, Shanna? You like the chat transcript? So this is actually a plugin through Twitch. Let me go over here and see where it is. So it's on your dashboard. It's one of the things you can have up, like your quick actions. You can have it's a stream closed captioner. It's like a little pink box that says stream CC, and on your creator dashboard, and you go in and you log into this thing with Twitch and connect your Twitch to it, and then you can just there's a couple different options for how you format it, but it seems to work better than some of the others. And as I say that, who know? Like, I know it's gonna like probably never pronounce the word kiln correctly, but it does better than some. Like, some of the closed captioning things are just laughably bad. Like, they're not helpful at all. They're just entertaining. Say everything happens for a reason, with everybody losing power. Probably less would have come in. Plus, you can build more stock. You never know. But where we're located, we don't rely on locals. So yeah, it was a beautiful weekend, and they have tour buses that come by this place because it's a museum, and they were telling the tour buses not to stop, just not to stop, because they couldn't let people in to use the bathrooms because there was no power. So they were telling the customers to not bother. So even if we would have stayed open, like tried to stay open, it wouldn't have done anything. Like, it was funny because when they lost power on Friday, it was like 3 o'clock on Friday. So the building was full of people. There was everybody there, and it was still daylight. Well, a lot of places closed up because they didn't have power. They couldn't see. But our building has lights. It has huge, huge windows. So we had natural daylight. So everybody piled into our business. Daniel said he had nearly like 20 people there on Friday, and they just kept buying. He just got his Square out and attached it to his phone, which had which had a battery, and so he could take credit cards. Some of the other businesses that were trying to stay open because they had windows that provided good light, they were running, just asking people to pay cash. But like, he had a huge last hour on Friday because he was the only place open, and people were coming and they wanted to buy some souvenirs. So it wasn't all a loss. That was just like completely unexpected. He had planned on closing down, but people just kept coming in. But there's a concert almost within walking distance to the place tonight that Daniel's going to go to. It's a Theory of a Dead Man. Here we go. So I've just got some of these Elvish script pieces that I'm prepping. They take a little bit more concentration, but they look so good. Did Minnie finally wake up? Did she move? You had visual evidence? Hello, firebenders. That is what we're doing today. Today is about the fire and burning the pots. We've got one kiln going right now. I've got 2 more of these to do. But yeah, welcome everybody, and good afternoon, and happy Tuesday. I hope everybody got through the storm safely. This is bad of me, I don't even know where all the storms hit. I just know our area was, we got 70-mile-an-hour winds on Friday afternoon. It was crazy because the rain wasn't horrible, and it wasn't for very long, but then the winds came through, and there were so many trees down. So many. We had buildings around here, like the building behind us had like shingles flying everywhere. I think the electric service in Nashville said that there were like 200,000 people without power. That it was like, from their perspective, it was just as bad as if a tornado had come by, except I guess with this, all the trees maybe were on the going the same direction. I don't know. Were they just fallen over? It was bad there, but not like that. Brandy, you're having a beautiful spring day. So are we. Like, today is wonderful. The weekend was wonderful. Again, because we're a business, based on tourists coming out, like having such good weather and not having power was just like so frustrating. You had a hard time getting home because of the flooded roads. See, I think y'all got more rain than we did. But yeah, we're gonna have our grand opening like the first weekend in April. Which, what is the first weekend in April? I hope it's not April 1st. I don't wanna be opened up. I don't want it to be April 1st. But whatever that first weekend is, was gonna be like a grand opening with stuff. It is. Oh, let me look at the calendar here. The first is a Saturday. It is. Oh well. We'll be there April 1st. That would have been that should have been the day the power went out. At least that'd have been something we could laugh at. But one fun thing about this place is I always enjoy seeing where everybody travels from. And it makes a good conversation starter, right? It's like, where are you from? Where are you coming from? And people like people that are on vacation tend to be happy to talk to you, you know? Happy to talk about what they're doing. So like we one of the first days we were open, we sold some stuff to a lady vacationing from Australia. So we got some pieces going to Australia. And we got to look at the sports ball schedules to see where people are coming from this week, because this week, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe, is the SEC championship tournament. Hell, it's being held in Nashville this year. Right, yeah, Daniel's easy to talk to as well, which doesn't hurt, yes. Have I ever played with reutil? I pronounce it reutil. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I pronounce it reutil. Um, I have a glaze with reutil in it, but I don't know like what it does in other glazes. The glaze right here, this has reutil, and I'll tell you how much it has if you give me a second. Getting out the spell book. It has 6% reutil in it for 6% out of 100. So you make a recipe for 100 grams and then multiply it times 100. So it has 600 grams of reutil in a 10,000 gram 5 gallon bucket. So I know reutil, a lot of people call reutil, like I associate it with blue. The blues and greens, but that's what I always hear when people are talking about a reutil glaze is blue glaze. Well, are you just are you just putting it in everything to see what it does, or are you going for a specific effect? You want to try it with an 80-20 mix in Alberta slip. I wonder what that much would do. That seems like a lot. Let's see. What is reutil? It does a cool crystal look from what you've seen, but it changes with temperatures easy. Gotcha. Reutil is a blend of titanium dioxide and a lesser amount of iron. It produces crystalline, speckling, streaking, and mottling effects in glazes during cooling in the kiln, and has been used in all types of colored glazes to enhance the surface character. Variegated glazes are usually made with it, which makes sense. It's a little variegated. Yeah, it has they'll use it in the jade and iron. So I can't say that it has like much of a crystalline effect on that one. So maybe there's not as much in it as you would need to make a really more striking effect. But I think it may be what makes that glaze a bit more satin instead of super glossy. The SEC tournament is Wednesday through Sunday, so it's tomorrow. Does Kentucky get to show up, or are they already done? It's like I know they would want Kentucky there just to fill the seats, but I don't know if they're actually that good this year. And if you see anybody selling tickets, we'll get some for Mom and Daddy. Hey Tread, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the studio. This is the last of the overscript ones that I'm putting wax on. And I should say that I fire to cone 6, so that probably has a great deal to do with it as well. I'm sure it may change with higher or lower temperatures. Talking about the reup. Oh, really? Well, Shanna, thank you for the order. Oh no, they've loved them to bits. Does that mean it had an unfortunate accident? All right. What color is next? Do I need to grab any of these over here? Oh, yeah, one had an accident, and one somehow they managed to crack the bottom. No idea how that happened, yeah. Well, you know how it is. Sometimes it gets a hard bump, and then you may not notice it until the next time it goes through the washer or the microwave or something. Just had to touch one of these up a little bit. Oh no. Oh, bad face. Thank you for the raid. Underground, you're tired. You got a cold. You caught a cold. You will live. Bad face. Thank you for the raid. And yes, get some sleep. If you had time to tell us what you were working on, I'd love to know, but I understand. Get some sleep. As I walk away again. Oh, you're doing Hogwarts Legacy. Your evil Slytherin playthrough. It's been fun watching other people play it, but I haven't played it yet. You skip all dialogue and cutscenes, so every character is either mute or just grunts. Like, if I was gonna play it, I would probably, like, someone described it to me that, like, every single, like, there's cats everywhere, and you can stop and pet every single one of them. So, like, that's what I would be doing. Let's see where'd all my Kentucky ones go? How is that different from your life now, right? Stopping and petting cats. You do that, yeah. You have the pleasure of petting cats in game while you pet your cat in real life. Life mimics art. Hydrate. Thank you for the reminder. Gotta get it out over here. I've heard that it's really good. Humming deer, good afternoon. Oh, Bad Face. Well, welcome back. I just said that I had heard that it was a really good game. All right. So where is black? Black is right here. Let's do this. You know, sometimes ads make the Twitch go round, and, you know, it helps me make a little bit of money so I can keep streaming. But if you don't want to see the ads, you can always sub to the channel. Subs do not see ads. This is the black glaze, and to speed up the drying time a little bit, I'm going to glaze the inside and then the outside separately instead of dunking the whole thing. It's a game of the year contender for you. It's Did I hear Daniel saying they're going to make it like PvP at some point, or did I lose my sandpaper? I said something on top of it. So this color in the bucket is glossy black. And then I'm going to be layering some other colors on top of it. But first we need a solid layer of black. Different colors react when they layer on top of the black. Some change color completely, some stay opaque. It just depends on what the makeup of the color is. Yeah, get some sleep. And thank you so much for stopping by. Cobalt Reaver, hello. So here we go. Here is one of the Elvish script, and this is similar to what it's going to look like. So the glossy black on the bottom is what I'm dipping everything in, and then that's what this Elvish script looks like when it's fired. It's got sometimes the blue will cover it up a little bit, but for the most part it stands out of the glaze. Hold on, I'm coming. There we go. Me. There you go. So you want to leave it open for a second? We have to get stuff out of that kiln. If the glaze covers the script a bit, can it be sanded? Yes, like if it was just a little bit, like it could be, but I wouldn't want to I don't know that I would trust my dremeling skills with like chiseling it back out. I figured I would make more of a mess than being able to be super precise. And then if you did like touch up one part of the glaze, it would look, if you got down to the clay, it would be super bright white, whereas like the rest of it is just a little bit, you know, off white. So it would stand out. Kind of like Shanna says, it would look uneven. Yeah, the bisque kiln, yeah. Whew, be careful. The Elvish script is like extremely fragile in this stage. Like when we are, it's better now than it is in the greenware stage, but still, like I don't want to like go scrubbing on it with the sponge, or else some of the pieces will come off. Once fully fired, they're fine. But right now, I try not to touch it. Okay, did that. And before I forget about it, I'm going to get my Kentucky platter out, because it's in the shape of Kentucky. Snow owl, hello! And then we'll put some wax on it. Like I probably don't have to wax the entire bottom of this because it's not like I'm dunking it in the bucket or anything, but it keeps it looking white and crisp and clean. There we go. I'll let that dry for a second while I finish some of these up. But I will need my glaze cup for that, so I'm not going to clean it out just yet. What in the world? What happened? So I'll wipe the rest of these down, but maybe that's what happened if it's dusty? Maybe it got dusty? Because if it was just one little spot, I would say that the wax got it. Like maybe it got splattered with wax or something? Where's that bigger brush? I don't think it's wax. It was only one side of this. It wasn't the whole thing. The front was fine. Okay, I'm going to wipe the rest of these down before I do that again. Ooh, it did it a little bit again. Yeah, you just noticed the kitties. They're more of a kitty lump right now. Yeah. I don't know if we can go back and look and see. Did I drop some wax in my glaze bucket? I wonder if I did when I was waxing that big Kentucky platter. That one's better. And Kiba and Minnie each have their own special emotes. Quite a few of them, actually. Okay, that's better. I think I dropped some wax into the bucket, which is interesting. Maybe that could be an experiment we try sometime. But I would like to know what I'm doing instead of having it like scare me like that. Putting wax on the surface of a glaze and making like different patterns with it could be kind of fun. Minnie's name is actually Minerva. She was named after Professor McGonagall. And Kiba was named after a character in the anime Naruto. I don't know if we can get them both in the camera or not. There they are. They keep scooching over to take up like all of the pillows and all of the cat beds they have all at once. I mean, I don't blame them. You know, I have a bed that's fits my entire body and pillows on top of that, so. I think that's the best my camera can do right now. You can't wait to have cats again. Yeah, are you about to move? Minty Meadow, hey, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. And so here is the Elvish script. As it dried really well. It didn't cover up the glazed parts much at all. You're not you're not ready to move yet, but when you do, you know you want to get a cat. Yeah. All right, that's gonna be, I think, all the black ones for right now. Guess I want to do, well, I've got to do my Kentucky platter. Maybe a couple of tankards, and I can always come back to these if I need another one. The yarn bowls are lovely, thank you. Yeah, yarn bowls is what we made those almost exclusively for years until we got into some other things, but that was our main product for a long time. We went around doing a lot of the fiber festivals and knitting conventions, and started out just wholesaling to different yarn shops. So we kind of did everything backwards. Instead of like we did shows, but instead of like going to shows and then working our way into wholesale, we kind of jumped into wholesale with this one product we had, and then started doing shows after that. We started out just making a little bit of everything, doing some shows, and then we found one product that sold really well, so we made like that pretty much exclusively for years, and then slowly have started making other things too. And now we've gone from doing wholesale to having a retail shop of our own. Whoa. A little big stretch. Plop. I don't think we can have both. I don't think we can have both. Trying to get everything on the inside of this first, and then we'll do the outside. Yeah, we have been asked to give a talk at the end of this month about doing shows, setting up for shows, retail shows and stuff, and wholesale shows. And just to basically come and talk about the business side of being artists. And so we're kind of like very honored that we were asked to come and talk to this like art group. There's like a little like art guild in the next town over. And so we've been kind of putting our ideas down and thinking of what we would some of the high points, you know, you could hit, because we could talk about that stuff for like days and just share our experiences, but we know we probably only have like 30 minutes to an hour. So hey Spook, good afternoon. Yeah, this is one of the things that I actually hand build, because, you know, obviously this is not something that is made on the wheel. But I have a mold that I just lay a slab of clay into to get the shape. There we go. I don't, yeah, usually do mold work. Well, that one, it's like, it's like a slump mold, so it's just like a cavity in that shape that I lay a slab into. So I don't even know if you could probably use it for slip casting, but I think it's a lot easier just to lay a slab of clay in there. So tell me, for anybody who like is trying to sell their work, like what questions would you have for somebody? What questions would you ask me if you were coming to a talk about like how to do art shows? Yeah, yeah. For making that mold, I've made one for that one, the Kentucky one, and then a Tennessee one. I use like insulation foam, that thick the thick blue like 1.5 inch stuff, and I use a you know, a foam cutter, which is basically a hot piece of wire, and I cut out the shape of the state, and then I add some like clay to the edges to give it to be the angle that I want, and then I cast that in plaster. Really, Shanna? The problem you had when you were selling soap, it shows, was people trying to get you to lower your prices. Pricing your work, okay, yeah, pricing your work is can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. And like Shanna, so let me ask you, were people trying to haggle with you, or were they like acting like shocked that it was so expensive? Because I get, you know, I get both, and I've had both talk to me, but I've learned that if people like, when people haggle, sometimes they just do it for the fun of it, and they'll be like, hey, if I buy 5, do I get a discount? And, you know, I can say at this point, I can say no. I've got another show to go to next week, or even when I don't have another show, I say that. I've got another show to go to next week. I'm not going to discount anything. I need my stock. And sometimes that's a convincing way to say, you know, hell no, get it, you know, no, I'm not going to give you a discount. But that's the tactful way to say it. You quit when a smug customer walked away after browbeating you into selling it at less than cost of materials? Yeah, that, yeah. That's just rude. And yeah, and some people don't know the cost of materials, and everybody thinks they can haggle with you if you're like, they don't haggle at Walmart, but they think they can haggle with you when you're sitting at a booth selling the stuff you've actually made by hand. There's the myth around handmade arts and crafts, and that people do it for fun, so they don't care how much they make, you know, and but then when you get people trying to make money with it, it's, you know, you have a different perspective. Like, yes, I charged less when it was my hobby and I didn't have an entire business to run. And my price has gone up over the years because because I'm being smart about it, and, you know, factoring in the cost of materials and the cost of traveling to shows and having, you know, keeping the lights on and feeding my cat. No, not feeding my cats. That's what the Twitch stream is for. He's like, did you say food? You said food? Go back to sleep, Keeper. Pride. Oh no, people are so horrible. You basically got told that your scarves weren't high enough quality and couldn't possibly cost more than their Walmart purchased one. And Phoenix, you've never thought to ask an artist for a discount. You just accept that a lot of time and thought went into prices, and if you want it, it's worth it. Yeah. Well, now what would I have done with a pink bucket? There it is. But yeah, I've had people, you know, with what I call sticker shock, where they're like, "Whoa, $35 for a mug, whoa." I don't get that as much anymore because I'm not doing the smaller craft shows. I think that has a lot to do with the type of craft shows you do too. If you're going to the ones that are like half of a flea market, people like think that they can haggle. But if you go to the higher end art shows, if you get into the higher end art shows, people don't expect to haggle with somebody selling like $2,000 sculptures. But so they may not haggle with you in your booth, but also because we did so many fiber shows for so many years, like we were selling things to a customer who also made handmade things, and so we tend to appreciate one another, right? And understand what goes into a handmade product. You came looking for cats, and you are not disappointed. Also us, and pottery. And potty? Oh, pottery. Yes. So I guess I have been a little bit spoiled by being in an appreciative industry for so long, but the yarn bowl you got from us is currently being used to house your gel pens. Hey, that is a noble cause. Yes. Those, we probably don't need to put in those. We can just wrap them in bubbles since they're not mugs, yeah. Yeah, and artists aren't going to undercut other artists because it's rude, or they at least, they understand that it's a handmade item. Actually, I don't think I need to do that here. I think I can dip these. Where's my tongs? Like one of the and that's one thing that I was worried about a couple years ago when we did our first gaming convention. We did Gen Con for the first time, and we did not know what we were going to get into. We didn't know if people would pay for the handmade products. We didn't know if we could compete with some of the other stuff that was there, but we knew this was like the only time we would ever be able to get into the show, so we just did it. Plus, we like going to Gen Con anyway. And so we were flabbergasted by the, people didn't care. They liked the items and they bought stuff. And it's one of our best shows ever. So we've done more of the sci-fi and gaming cons. We've done 2 other ones now and had a similar response. So because coming from the gaming, the fiber industry going into the gaming, we didn't know if we would have a lot of sticker shock. We didn't know, but it ended up being good. Now, I did have like a very memorable customer last year at one of these gaming cons, and you get the odd person who's going to ask like, hey, can I get a discount? And you just have an answer ready for something like that, and have a reason, whatever it is, have a reason for it, and most people are okay with that. But I had a really, really rude person come in, like it was he was a man, and he came in and said like, it's like, I'm looking at like buying like 5 of these. Do I get a discount on them if I buy that many? And I don't know if he's serious or not, right? And I'm like, I just said no, we don't do discounts. We've got other shows to go to. We don't discount. And like as he was walking away, he said like pretty, within like, not whispering, not softly. He's like, you'll change your mind on Sunday, and just walked away. Very, very rude. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure somebody in his group like had a talk with him, because he came back the next day. He bought those 5 mugs and he apologized profusely to me. He's like, I realized I was extremely rude. I think somebody chewed him out, because he's like, I was extremely rude yesterday, and I shouldn't have said that, but I would still like to buy these mugs. And I'm like, fine, that was very refreshing. Oh, just rang once. Oh, you have a sheep yarn bowl? Oh, really? You're having the opposite problem with hiring people to do web and art stuff? They are usually underpricing themselves, and you've learned to give a minimum price. You just can't underpay young people just starting out. Yeah, and it is hard to figure out what your pricing is. There's a fine line between like pricing your work, if it's beginner work, like pricing your work as beginner work, and not like overpricing it to where people people obviously are not going to pay the same thing for a beginner price. I do not expect somebody to pay something that I just made for the first time as is something that I know I've done well. But there's that fine line between like making it worth your while to sell it and not underpricing it where you hurt everybody else. Because there's kind of some unspoken rules of don't price things like below X amount of dollars, because you're just hurting everybody. You may sell your stuff quickly at cost, but then you're selling stuff that you're making at cost, and then somebody's coming into my booth and saying, well, why are your prices so expensive? I'm like, well, I've got to pay myself. They just gave you a deal and they didn't realize it. I guess it's called like maintaining the industry standard. And we're not saying that mugs should all be, $50, but they should not be $10. You tend to lowball your prices when dealing with friends, or you try to barter or something, yeah. You can just send them directly to Spook. You can send it to Spook, and then actually send it to Shanna, and then Shanna can share it with everybody because Shanna is a mod, and can only mods can post pictures in chat. Yeah, running your kiln is roughly $25. Yeah, mine is about the same. Like it's but I calculated it one time, and it's between $20 and $25. Yeah. Misty Bye, hello. Good afternoon. I need to move that out of my way. Minnie, what you doing? You borrowed your services for a legit copy of Photoshop for a year. You're the guy's like on-call artist, yeah. Spook, are either of y'all in school currently? I wondered if you could get like the student discount or the student version. Oh, you have a sweet pea sheep. Oh my gosh, I remember that now. But I'd forgotten who it went to. And then 2 of the sweet pea bowls. Where did you get that from? So this color is pink. And this is some of these, like these are going to be white over pink because they're the health mugs, but the cotton candy, the blue over pink, is what those travel mugs and tankards are going to be. Okay. Yes.
And I got all the mugs boxed up. I just doing all the bottoms. So
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Can I get wax on the bottom of these two? Anything else need to be pink? We got travel mugs, tankards, swirly mugs. Woo. This is one of the air plant pots that could also be an egg separator. And then a little bourbon cup. Those little expressions just kill you. They are fun, especially when you put them all together. And then a big swirly and a little swirly. This is the little one. Hey, snakes. And Chibi Chibs, thank you for the follow. Yeah, welcome everybody. We got some pink things here. And now I will need the pink to go on top of some of these others. Like this one. Then those will be ready for the kiln once it dries a bit. Lumi Celine, hello. Welcome, welcome. You've come to raid our stash. Better yet, you might pick up a yarn bowl to hold it all in, too. But welcome. I wish we had our door greeters here to say hello, but the cats have abandoned us for the moment. We are adding some color to the pots. This is pink that is in the bucket. It actually looks pink in the bucket, and it is pink by itself, but on top of the black, it turns purple, which is our favorite color. So I'm making some leaves a little bit purple. Hey in Japan, welcome. Yeah, this is the glaze combo is the Arizona Sunrise, and it is that one right there. Izilia Creations, thank you for the follow. Welcome. And then some of our travel mug tumblers. And, whew, I bent my finger the wrong way. That is the black and the gray done and the pink, which all need the sea spray on top. I need to do some of the, I need to get out the chicory, which is the base of the tree beard, because that's something else that has sea spray on top. And then red and blue and what? Oh, yellow. Yellow, that's right. We're going to do some red next. Oh, look, I found some paintbrushes. Where is the chicory? I don't use it that often. All right, well, now at least I know where it is.